Lawmakers in Colorado are pushing for a bill to help reform the cash for bail system that reaps over $2 billion a year in profits nationwide. The bill mandates the implementation of a pre-trial risk assessment algorithm to help judges quickly determine the likelihood of a person failing to appear at trial or committing another crime. Now, this tool would then allow a judge to outline conditions for bail to be set, either monetarily or by other means. The predictive algorithm has already been rolled out in pre-trial proceedings among several states, including California, New Jersey, and even Michigan. Supporters of the bill have lauded it as a way for judges to make pre-trial decisions more rapidly and accurately. Now, opponents, however, point out the new system doesn't address issues of racial and socioeconomic discrimination, arguing that blacks or impoverished citizens are more likely to be subjected to arrest and to accept plea bargains while incarcerated due to inability to make bail payments. Now, critics say these factors will certainly skew the risk assessment algorithm, which factors in prior arrests and failures in those cases to attend trial. Now, the bond reform was passed by the Colorado House of Representatives last week and will now go to the state Senate for review. Joining us to discuss all of this, Idaho State Representative Greg Chaney, who's been a vocal critic of this passage. Representative Chaney, thanks for being with us. You penned a letter to the Colorado Senate, which is up to review this bill next. What are the primary concerns that you outlined?
Hi, Manila. I'm happy to be here, and thank you. The primary concerns that I have with this technology is that it's just not ready for prime time. It's just not ready for a massive rollout. What we've seen is that when it airs on the side of over-incarcerating African Americans, under-incarcerating, and therefore letting loose people who shouldn't be let loose, who are Caucasian. These algorithms are essentially restraining somebody's liberty and holding them in jail before they've even had a trial on the basis of something they haven't even done yet. And what's worse is that when these systems are challenged, frequently defendants are being told that they aren't allowed to scrutinize the process or the algorithm or the inputs because they fall under trade secret protections. And so we're holding people without a trial in jail for things they haven't done yet using a tool that can't be scrutinized. And this is absolutely, in my mind, the opposite of due process.
Yeah, so there are obvious problems of discrimination in our law enforcement system and also in the cash for bail systems that are not solved by this bill or this technology. What are some possible alternatives then for using this pre-trial algorithm?
Well, I'm not sure that it's ready to be used anywhere yet. I think it's a great concept. When we here in Idaho considered this issue, we were told that it's just a tool that judges can use and either accept it or not. We've seen evidence that that's not what's happening when it's actually implemented. Judges are relying on these tools very heavily. The alternative would be to study the current bail system as it is and look for ways to improve it, or to look for ways to go back to the drawing board on this algorithm approach and find a way to build them in a way that protects against bias.
So should this bill pass, though, how heavy of a role would this risk assessment play, do you think, in a judge's pretrial decision? Would the algorithm's results, would they supersede what a judge decides?
What you'll see is judges want to rely on those because they can't be questioned. What we've seen here in Idaho is while theoretically the judges have the ability to ignore the recommendation, the safe move for the judge is to follow the risk assessment tool. That way, if somebody they let loose commits another crime that makes the news, they can't be held responsible. It's just the black box telling them what they should have done. And likewise, holding somebody in jail without letting them go, the same thing. It's not them, it's the computer telling them what to do. So essentially, these programs, these black box programs, would determine who gets the chance to walk free while they're putting together their defense and who would be held in jail.
Now, Representative Chaney, I don't know if you've kept up with what's going on in the news, but today a Coast Guard member, Lieutenant Christopher Hassan, was just approved for pretrial release, even though he'd been found with a cache of weapons and a hit list of prominent Democrats and journalists here in Washington, D.C. This caused a lot of uproar over public endangerment. How do you think this proposed risk assessment algorithm would read his case, given that he had no criminal record, but, you know, here he is being charged on terrorism and other major charges.
And I haven't heard that story. I would imagine that he may be Caucasian as well, if the risk assessment tool said he could be turned loose, even though he's a terrorist. It doesn't surprise me at all. And frankly, what these systems are going to do is they're going to permissibly lock up people who should have the chance to get out. But even more frightening is it's going to let people loose on the streets that should be held in jail. Our judges do a very good job. These systems haven't been shown to be more than about 65% accurate in their predictions. Our judges can do a whole lot better with common sense and intuition. And you're going to see stories like that happen time and time again. In fact, I know in our own state we've seen similar things happen with people who have assaulted officers walking free with no bail whatsoever because of what this program has told the judge the risk was.
All right, and real quickly, Representative Chaney, how do you see this affecting the bail industry in your home state? Well, we took a different approach than Colorado, so we just this year passed a bill that demands transparency in this system, make sure that they aren't black boxes and that defendants can challenge the findings. So I don't see a huge impact here. However, in Colorado, I would see that the bail industry would essentially be on its last legs were this to pass, because you would have a computerized system that would do what bail has done since the founding of our republic. Yeah, it seems like everybody in every field wants to use technology to hurry up and get their jobs sped through, but not sure if this is the best route to go. Thank you so much for enlightening us to what's happening on that side of the country. Greg Chaney, thank you so much. Thank you.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.